Hello, so I'm Stephen Carlson. It's Friday, and we're going to start the support call with a nice, long, and gentle group release. The topic of our release is the desire to be right. So just notice that that's a very basic desire. This is something that each and every one of us has. It's so natural, it's really just a reflex. And you can see this in children. You can see this incredible desire that we all have to be right. So we're going to play with that. The first part of this is just to notice that this is present. Just to notice that you also feel this. It's a universal thing. But notice also there's a big should, a sense that how you feel, how you react should be different. So take a moment or two to allow yourself to feel this. How much you feel like you need to be right. And very often there's a specific situation that will trigger this. And I'm sure you know just exactly what it is. It can be a family member. It can be a workplace colleague or a situation. It can be politics. That's always a good one. It seems to be a strong tendency in our media, in our current events. Everybody right now is struggling and shouting to be right. So just allow yourself to feel that and embody that and notice how it shows up. And just check and see, is there any resistance, any pushback, any no? And as best you can, could you open to that and allow it? It's here anyway. And then notice also how personal it seems. Because it does. And now can you simply just look through it and notice also how universal it is to feel that way, that I have to be right. So let's drill down just another layer deeper. Notice, again, that feeling of I have to be right. Think about whatever situation, person, place, or thing where this comes up. Now, focus on how this shows up in the body. It usually appears in a specific location. At least that's been my experience. But check and see for yourself. Scan the body. And as best you can, approach this with curiosity. Just notice tension, any kind of knot or any kind of pressure, pain, discomfort. And breathe into it. Give it permission. Allow it to be here as best you can. Whatever you experience as this great desire to be right. And could you give it permission? Could you open to it even more? It's here anyway. And notice also the breath can help to move and loosen things. Deep breaths. And no. So just notice anything that comes up as regards that desire to be right, that need. And notice also that you've chosen to make that wrong, bad, discomfortable, or uncomfortable. That's actually a choice, and you can choose to see it the other way if you want. It's that opposite of pleasure and pain. What seems to be discomfort, I invite you to witness it as pleasure. That sense of I have to be right as it shows up in the body. Can you welcome it? Can you welcome it with enthusiasm and even savor it a little? I know this might be a stretch, but only as best you can. And then when you're ready, just check and see, is there anything beneath that? Usually when we want to be right, there's an underlying feeling of some kind, a desire for approval, control, security or safety. The feeling that you're threatened by being wrong. Even the desire for oneness or separation. So, check in again to that feeling of, I have to be right about this. Whatever it is, however it comes up, you know. And then see, does it come from a feeling of approval, wanting approval, control, security, separation, or even oneness? And whichever ones, oh, and by the way, it might be one, or it might be many, or even all. However this shows up, could you allow and just welcome that desire? Then when you're ready, could you let that go? Is it possible? And would you let that go? Are you willing? And when? So notice also that we're in the body and we're allowing the feeling of, I need to be right. And sometimes if we go back and forth a little bit, releasing the opposites, this loosens things up as well. So let's give that a shot and see what happens. Notice that desire to be right and how it shows up in the body. And then, when you're ready, could you resist that as much as you do? Notice how much of a no and a pushback there is. I don't want to be wrong. And then, I have to be right. The feeling itself. Focus on that. And when you're ready, the opposite, the resistance. I have to push this away. It isn't right for me to feel this. It doesn't feel good. I don't want this. All of that's resistance. So, and then return to the original feeling and ask yourself, there's some interesting questions here. What really feels more intensely or painful, the original feeling or the resistance? And does it feel the same way as when you started, or are things shifting a little bit? So now, let's just finish this by turning towards the opposite. I know this might sound strange. Could you embrace being wrong? Now, let me just offer a little help here. It's a natural thing that we all want to be right. In fact, it's a reflex. I'm not even in control of this, and neither are you. It's just an automatic thing. But what if we could actually develop a delight in being wrong? And I'll tell you why that matters. How else do you learn? One way to learn very quickly is to discover that you are wrong. And so, from that point of view, being wrong is actually a great discovery. It's a step forward. It's the way that we advance. So what if you could take joy, and I know it's a strange request, could you take joy in being wrong just for now? Open yourself to the possibility of being wrong and let that be okay. That's the starting point. Let it be okay. And feel that sense of, and there's always some issue, some person, some place, something, we all know. Notice how much you want to be right. And could you open up to the possibility that you just might be wrong, and that's okay? Why not? And just notice the openness in the space, right here, right now, when you allow yourself the luxury of being wrong, the delight, which is, of course, the victory of actually learning something and moving forward. So, and notice the feelings. This is what we're working with. Notice how it feels. There still might be some kind of cramp or hold back, because guess what? As long as we are humans, we want to be right. So there's no pretending this ever goes away. It doesn't have to. Because even that desire to be right could be a reminder that, what if I actually relax that a little bit? What if I embrace the possibility of being corrected? And just as best you can you open to that even just a bit further and notice also the sense of connectedness that we feel in the heart, a sense of oneness to others. Giving yourself permission to be wrong, doesn't that also give others permission? Just for now, could you let that other off the hook? Right? Think of it this way. Sometimes when I'm driving down the street, somebody will cut me off. I could choose to be angry about that, or I could also choose a different perspective, more that this person must really be in a hurry to behave in that way. Why not give the other person a break? Even if they are wrong, why not give them permission and just see how it feels to you inside? Why not give the other a break? My parents and I have never agreed on politics or religion, but we have agreed to give each other a break. Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. Of course I'm right and they're wrong. Let's not get, too ridiculous. But even that can be playful. Good. I think that's enough for this release. That feels complete. And so I'm going to end it now and welcome you all to the call. And yeah, just remind you of how all this works. You're welcome to ask a question, share a gain, or maybe even get a little bit of releasing help. by the way, I just want to point out that for several weeks I've been wrong. You may notice that my picture is clear, and that's because I finally realized I needed to clean my camera. Michael, I see that your hand is high. What would you like to say? Welcome.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Michael. Doing fine.
Good. Yeah, I could do with a check-in, please.
A check-in. Well, so let's just check in and see what's here now. What's the current feeling of the moment?
There's some sensations, some of which I'm not very keen on,
Mm-hmm.
and then some just other more neutral sensations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, can I make an observation?
No. Yeah. Okay.
You're open to it just for now?
Of course. Of course.
Well, it seems to me that, yes, you gave me an answer to my question, what's here now, but did you notice how much time it took to actually come up with that? And the observation is simply the space that's already here. Does that seem evident?
I'm not sure what you mean, to be honest.
No worries. No worries. So anyway, we get back to that in a minute, but just for now,
Okay.
just notice the feeling. Notice what you've identified as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And is it possible that that is just a decision that it's uncomfortable? Could it equally be, or maybe not equally, but could it possibly be felt as okay, or even, dare I say, could it even be pleasurable?
Mm,
And whatever answer comes up first, and it could be either one, frankly. No?
no, I would say it's more like, it feels more like it's maybe feedback
Mm-hmm.
rather than making choices about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever is here, could you simply open to it? That's all. Just give it space and allow it to be here.
Yeah.
Sure. Hmm.
Yeah.
And what happens when you do that? Does it get worse or better, or
Let's check. I think it gets bigger.
bigger? More
Yeah.
intense, less intense?
Uh, really just bigger, to be honest.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind my saying, so what? Does it need to be different?
Um, if I,
Is there any desire that it be different?
yes,
Oh, could that be allowed?
yes,
Mm-hmm. Right. And
yeah.
if you could you let that go?
Oh, mm. It doesn't seem very intelligent. Yeah.
And would you let it go?
Okay.
And when?
Now,
Cool. How about another check-in? What's here now?
yeah. Um,
That's what I was talking about before,
yeah,
the openness to space.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure if you give it a little bit of time, then that mind of yours could probably find something. No?
Yeah.
Right. It'll try as hard as it can. And so what?
So, can you ask me the question again, please?
Well, so what
Yeah.
if your mind actually finds something else? That's actually more in the future. Right now, just here, let me just ask you, is there permission for all to be as it is, just for now?
More so than before, but not fully.
Ooh, there we have it. Nice. Just notice that not fully part.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And could that
Hmm.
be allowed? Is that okay like that, just for now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And by the way, what is the opposite of that?
I have no idea.
Well, it doesn't need to have a name. Is it something that you could feel or open yourself towards? As an experiment.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 So from here, is there anything that is really out of place from this perspective?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Uh,
Perfect.
yeah.
Nice. And could you turn towards that, open towards that, welcome that, just as best you can,
Yeah.
whatever that
Definitely.
is.
Definitely. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Nice. And is that welcome, just for now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Only as best you can, only just for now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And then check and see, can you find the one who feels that way?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
And could that be welcome?
Of course. Yeah.
Mhm. Is it possible that's also a feeling, sensation, or thought?
Yeah. Of course.
And
Yeah.
so, again, if this is a feeling, a sensation, or a thought, can you find the one who feels or perceives?
Not so much.
Hmm.
Not so much.
And just for now, as best you can, could you rest as that and allow that to be as it is?
Not so much.
Not so much.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How's that feel for now?
It feels really nice. Thank you. Really enjoyable. Thank you.
Nice, nice. By the way, the not so much or the no, I love those each and every time. Those are often more powerful, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you.
Nice one, Michael. I will lower your hand and you can mute yourself. So, as you can see, this is how we do this. I see a few people who I don't recognize, which is nice. Good to see you. If you're new, I don't bite. You can keep keep the camera off as well. That's not necessary. Oh, I will do another thing though. There we go. Steal the spotlight. And I guess I can also remind you, I do work one-on-one as a coach and facilitator. There are details in the chat. And what else could I say except that? Oh dear, where are the details? I see the question. I wonder how that works. Maybe if you entered the chat after the call started. There it is. I just sent it out again. Thanks for asking. Hope that's okay. There we go. Well, so I started this call off with a group release on the need to be right. And I would be curious to know, does anybody feel the need to be right? Hmm. Is everybody feeling released? That's a good thing. Although I wonder. There's so many things going on in the world that can... Thank you, Wendy. Wendy writes that she will let me be right. Well, okay then. I see a hand up. Hello, Barry.
Hello.
Hello. What's on your heart? What's going on?
Well, during the part of the release that I heard, I just kept hearing, but I am right, but I am right. Because I'm in a big conflict with my sister and very little ability to let it go lately. Just some like windows sometimes, which feels really nice. Yeah.
Right. Well, then let me ask you, is that here right now? That feeling?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then. Nice, okay. Well, family have a special role, don't they? They know all the right buttons. They do.
Yes.
I have sisters and they seem to collect those buttons. Yeah, well. Yes, and so let me just check in with you. Does this show up in the body for you, this desire? Or is it more just a mental thing, the mind going round and round?
It's more mental, but I do feel it in my body, kind of in my chest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, would you be willing to work in the body exclusively just a little bit? Shall we drop down and...
Sure.
Yeah. So turn the focus entirely to the body and, you know, a little bit of curiosity is useful here. Just notice when you think about the situation, person, place, or thing, whatever it is where you feel you have to be right, not even that, I am right. Just notice how the body shows up. What's happening? And breathe in a little bit because frankly that moves things a little.
Yeah, I notice that the body doesn't need to be right.
That's interesting to hear. Okay. Yeah.
It's like my body just feels almost like braced a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
braced against sadness or hurt.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so there's a bracing going on. And so notice that this is anticipation that something bad will happen. Would you agree?
Mm, yes.
Okay, this might sound absurd, but would you be willing to let go of wanting that to happen?
Yes.
Would you let that go?
Yes.
When?
Now.
Okay, then. And take a breath and just notice how this shows up. Is it the same as when you started? Are things shifting a little bit? What's here now?
Things are definitely shifting. Definitely.
That sounds nice. Okay. Well, so just think about how wrong this person is. And by the way, I'm not saying that you're not right. You know, sometimes we are, actually. So just notice how that shows up again, right? Is that still here?
It's here, but it's more, it's coming up as, how can I say this? It's like I'm seeing um, that there's more space.
Mm.
So it's more like, well, if I'm right, then what?
Right. Or even so what?
Right.
Possibly, you know. So let's explore this a different way as well. So this is a person, a family member, and you're right and they're wrong. And is that the right picture basically?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, but
It's like,
okay.
it's just confusing because somebody's mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like she's angry at me and cutting me off for something that she did.
Right.
Like it feels like it's not okay for me to be hurt. If I'm hurt by what she did and tell her, I will be abandoned by her. I have been. I mean, she's
Hmm.
for the first time ever in all these years, she said, I can't have a relationship with you. And this is after talking pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the last conflict I can remember was in 2009. That's how long it's been. So there's a sense of like, what now?
Well, you mentioned that feeling of being abandoned. Do you feel that now? Could you
Yeah,
step
I
into that?
do. I do.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, well, that's a wound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. And sometimes it's a deep wound, so just notice how it shows. Could you allow that and open to that as best you can, even though it would be natural not to want to do that?
Yeah. No, I can.
Mm-hmm. Right. And is there any resistance to feeling that?
Not right now. Actually feeling the sadness.
Mm.
For some reason my body likes that better.
Right. And it shows up in
Yeah,
the
than
body
feeling
too.
right. Than the
Yeah.
yeah, it does. It just feels true and there's kind of an okayness to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just for now, could you absolutely open yourself as best you can to honor, welcome, allow that sadness?
Yes.
Yeah, and just notice what happens when you really give it permission to be like that. Does it get worse?
No, it doesn't get worse. I mean, it feels like there's like a little invitation pinned on it to get back in,
Hmm.
back into the
The loop.
the loop of like, well, what am I going to do about this sadness? Um, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, a still pond of sadness. It's more like a feeling that can just be.
Mm-hmm. There's even with sadness the possibility of a friend of mine from a different country with a different culture. She took me to a place where she said she liked to feel melancholy.
Mhm.
This is my favorite place to come and feel melancholy. Do you understand?
Yeah,
There's a sense
yeah,
in which sadness can also be welcome. It can be, yeah, there's a kind of a pleasure in there too.
yeah. I can find it. I can locate that.
Mm.
Maybe not pleasure yet, but
Pleasure's a hard word to use, but
yeah,
there's a positive thing about it, you know. It's just these feelings are here, and so we honor them and we allow them, and then they're not so horrible.
yeah,
They
yeah,
actually have a place. Hmm? There's that.
yeah. It feels like very human and just part of beingness right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice because I can, like, it feels slow. My sadness feels slow.
Yeah.
And my mind has been fast, fast, fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the wanting to be right is really wanting to fix it, wanting it to be over,
Mm-hmm.
the fight,
Mm.
wanting something else. But when I'm just really here with what is,
Yes.
it feels okay for now. Like
Mm.
I feel like I don't have to figure it out today or
Okay.
maybe ever.
Or even maybe ever.
Yeah. Because maybe I can't.
Well, maybe you don't need to.
Right. And also, if I did figure it out, then what? Who
Exactly.
cares? Who cares? I figured it out. I thought I
Congratulations to
figured it out
you.
before. Yeah, whatever.
Right. And here's we have to find a little prize that yeah, there must be some prize around here somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
Well, there's actually one more aspect to play with if you'd like.
Sure, sure.
So it's that sense that this is personal. Do you have does that resonate at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, yeah, of course it does, but in my experience, these feelings aren't really that personal. Everybody understands those feelings of sadness. They resonate within each and every one of us. For example, every one of us wants that, feeling of being right, but that's not really unique. We can feel right about a lot of things, but so what? That, that desire is not unique in any way, nor is it even personal. Angry people need to be angry. Me may have noticed that, right?
Yeah.
And we're never angry about what we think we're angry about or what we say we're angry about. Have you also noticed that? Anger just needs to go somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, your sister and you may be actual partners in this, Oh, boy, I just need to dump some anger, and that person just knows exactly what to do. And the floodgates open, and I have a reason, and I can point my finger, and it goes away, and it's your problem. Well, that's one way of shows up sometimes. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, It just reminds me of that really early Sedona method exercise of just dropping the pencil.
Sure.
Or like, I just feel like
Right.
I don't have to go into it. I don't have to go into it. Although it's funny because I was telling somebody how done I was
Mm-hmm.
with my being right and all this stuff yesterday. But then I just went right into the details. And then I was like, back in, back in.
Of course, yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
because that's the reflex.
Right, right.
Does that feel like it's you being a bad person because you do these things? I mean, that's a possibility. As
I mean, no, not
no.
maybe for a second. And then it's like, I did it again. Oh, whatever.
Well,
I'm
there may be a
human.
reflex, a reflex that, you
Yeah,
shouldn't feel this way, you should feel that way. Hmm?
right. Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Right, right, right. But again, each and every one of us has these reactions. With children, it's so predictable, it's laughable, it's fun. No? Of course he
Oh,
wants to be
yeah.
right. Of course. We play games. I have two little, they're not my granddaughters, but they appear in my world, let's say. And they're sweethearts. And we play these card games together. You know, card games. Those are the rules, those are not the rules. You should play that
Mm.
card, you shouldn't play that card. That's the right card, that's not the right card. You win, you lose. All that with kids.
Oh, yeah. No,
Hmm.
that's a great way because I have kids. They're in their 20s now, but I remember like they really show you all the nuttiness of being right and
Oh
how
boy, don't
silly and
they?
funny it is. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
they
like
hang on,
you're
they hang on, they hang on.
right,
And then they don't like what they ended up with.
right,
Oop.
right. She got to mix the cookie batter 5 more times. Like it's just all
That's not fair, Mom.
right,
That's not
right.
fair. It's my
Yeah,
turn.
yeah. There is some of that in that,
Oh, whatever
and
there is, yeah.
to have compassion for that and just see it as kind of like divine play, childish fun.
It's the
Just
human animal.
yeah, yeah.
It's the human animal, and we're all like that. We all have these tendencies and reflexes and flaws and so forth, right? They never go away,
That's
but they
right.
don't they don't have to be powerful and meaningful either. They're just reflexes. Hmm?
Yeah. Yeah, taking out the meaning and the power. Um it feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Wonderful. Good. Cool. Glad. So we have some time left, and what better thing to do than do some releasing? Anybody would like to, they can step forward, ask a question, even share a gain, and I'll tell a little bit about that. Gains are just, we release on something and suddenly we realize it's no longer a problem. You know, it's as we progress in life, as we release, it's important to notice the shifts and to celebrate them too. One gain I notice with Michael, who I've worked with over the years and know more or less, is just how much more time it takes for him to answer. I pointed that out. And that's a beautiful gain, actually. There's so much more space and openness. And as we take note of these things, it also helps to put our own progress into focus. Well, I'm taking notice of the time. It's getting towards the end of the hour, but I'm in a good mood and ready to roll. And it would seem to me that this world is more or less full of things that stress us out and make us want to be right or make others wrong. I have a degree in international relations. I speak several languages. I've lived most of my life outside of the United States. I've worked in news, and I've always been interested in understanding the world and current events. Right now I live in the United States and my passport is American or US. I'm in Northern California. And I do have one or two opinions about what's happening in the world, what appears to be happening in the news. But it just might be that all of us are feeling released. Oh, I'll give you one last option. We could even do another group release. And if you're really shy, you could even type a topic into the chat and not even have to unmute.
Stephen, can we do one on resistance for the group?
Resistance?
Mm.
Resistance is a great topic. Super good. Let's do resistance. Resistance. It begins by just noticing what's here. And so I invite the group to just notice what's here. Notice what's being heard, being seen, being felt in the body. Notice the body's energy, any kind of discomfort, sensation, pleasure. Notice thoughts, images, sounds, memories. And check and see, what is it that's out of place? What is it that's wrong? What is it you'd like to feel more free about? What is it that you would like to be different? Ladies and gentlemen, that's called resistance, any opposition to what is right now as you understand it. Just notice and welcome whatever comes up. Notice resistance. If you're observant, you may discover it's possible for us to feel resistance towards almost anything. We can resist not having money. We can resist having it. So just allow yourself to feel resistance. And if it doesn't even matter what it is, if you can't find an acceptable topic, here's what you can do if you're ready. Choose any object in front of you. It could be this mug right here. I'll hold it up for you. As best you can you resist this mug? Doesn't have to make sense, by the way. So just notice whatever it is that is being resisted in this moment. And allow it to feel pushy. Notice the pushiness. I push and it pushes back. That's resistance. There may even be resistance to following along with the exercise we're doing. Resistance to raising your hand to speak. resistance to ending the call, resistance to being here. Allow it as best you can, breathe it up and just let it be. Could you welcome resistance in whatever form? And then notice also, let's just see, could you let it go? Could you just drop resistance? Would you be willing? Would you drop resistance? And when? Take a breath or two and allow all to be and just notice. Any sense of resistance, just bring it up and allow it and welcome it. And keep going. Notice it in the body. Notice it in the shoulders, in the head, and the neck. Notice it in the core of the body. Anywhere else it shows up, any tension, discomfort, sensation. Notice also any thoughts, memories, sounds, whatever the mind seems to be doing or not doing. Any resistance, could that be allowed? Could that be welcome? Is that what is apparently happening? And then let's just take one step further. Can you find the one who feels that way? This is a little bit like the Wizard of Oz, the wizard behind the curtain, pulling all of the levers. Can you find the one, the person inside all of this, who feels that way? And there may be some kind of sensation or thought or memory or the feeling of the body. Is that you? Or is that also a sensation or a thought, a memory, a feeling? And notice also, who is it that feels that way? Who is it that perceives? What is it that perceives? And just for a moment or two, could you allow yourself to rest as that which is open, which is clear, that which allows, that through which all flows? Could you allow yourself to be as you are? And notice, resistance of any kind. Notice also whether it's changing or whether it's the same as it always was when you started, or whether it's shifting. And just as best you can, could you give it all permission to be? And could you allow yourself to be? Only just as best you can, and only just for now. Could you just rest as that beingness, as that heart of awareness, as that love? And could you allow this to guide you through the rest of your day? Allow all to flow from here, through here. And if resistance comes, because it does, could you allow that to remind you, are you that resistance? Or are you that which is aware of resistant thoughts and resistant sensations, and is any of this you, or does it simply is it simply here? I guess that feels right. I guess that feels like the end. That's the feeling of the moment. I thank you for coming to the call and look forward to seeing you again and wishing you all the best. So